Myth. Car payments are a way of life. You'll always have a car payment. How many of you are like me? You've said that, or you know someone that says that all the time. You're always going to have a car payment. I've noticed as I've kind of watched this for a while, that people that say that, and this is not lower income people, this is middle class and upper class people. You're always going to have a car payment. They always kind of have this lilt, this kind of a whine in their voice as they're saying it. You know, you're always going to have a car payment. You might as well accept it. It's just the way it is. Life is rough, so get a low payment and a nice car. You need to enjoy things while you can. You know, the little man just can't get ahead. You're always going to have a car payment. Life is rough. The little man can't get ahead. Well, I just told you 80% of America's millionaires are first-generation rich. Where's this little man that's having so dad-blame much trouble? You live in the greatest land the world has ever known. Opportunity abounds everywhere. Is it easy? No, it's not easy. It's hard. It's just worth it. And this is the only place that's true. Visit other countries. They are totally confused on this subject. I mean, America's got her challenges, but honey, we got it made. We can do anything we want to do, but we can also decide that you're always going to have a car payment. And you know what? Somebody will help you always have a car payment.
The best way to buy a car or get a good deal on a car would definitely be to show up with cash in hand.
Take the cheap way out and to use cash. Pay for it with cash and not go too expensive.
Find a locator or a dealer that will basically let you pay a certain amount a month. That's good and that's on your budget.
Best way to buy or get a deal on a car would be probably to search around more for better deals, look online, compare.
The truth is, staying away from car payments by driving a reliable used car is what the typical millionaire does. That's how they became a millionaire. But in America, you got to remember, we love our cars, don't we? I mean, your car is your identity. We will spend $800 a month, $600 a month to impress somebody at a stoplight we'll never meet. I mean, we bust it for a car. I mean, don't mess with my car. Start talking to me about no car. I mean, I'm going to have a nice car. That's just the way it is. You know what I'm talking about, don't you, boys? Boys love cars. Now, some of you girls love cars, too, I know, but most of you just think they're a large purse. You know, the average car payment in America today, according to USA Today, is $464 a month. You know, if you take $464 a month, invest it in a decent growth stock mutual fund from the age of 30 to the age of 70. If you get out of debt and you're in here in your 20s right now and you start instead investing what you would have spent on rust buckets, then guess what? Wow. That turns into $5.5 million. Hope you like the car.
Americans, we love our cars, don't we? Where else on earth can we find a couple who is flat out broke, living paycheck to paycheck with 2 new cars in the driveway? Here's the problem. We've been conditioned to believe that we'll always have a car payment. The average price of a new car is $26,000, which means that many of the cars you see driving around are dragging behind a $464 car payment. And after about 4 years, the car that you just couldn't live without has lost about 70% of its value, and you have over a year's worth of payments left on it. So that means you could end up paying $33,000 for a car that's only worth $6,000. That sweet ride just doesn't seem so sweet anymore, does it? Well, that's okay, because that's the normal way of thinking. We're going to try something just a little bit different. Let's say you now drive a nice, clean, much less expensive car, and you pay yourself the $464 each month. In just 10 months, you'll have $4,640. And if you add that amount to the $1,500 that your current car is worth, you can now pay cash for a $6,000 car. Now, in just 10 months, that's a major upgrade. And here's the best part. You don't owe the bank a dime. Let's not stop there. In another 10 months, you'll have another $4,640. Add that to the $6,000 you can get for your last upgrade, and now you're driving an $11,000 car. So in just 20 months, you've gone from a $1,500 car to an $11,000 car that you own. And here's the best part, you still don't owe the bank a penny. By now, most people aren't even halfway through their payment books. They've still got 44 months of payments left. So just for kicks, let's see what happens if you continue to pay the $464 that everyone else is paying to the bank to yourself and a good mutual fund over the next 44 months. When most people are making the last payment on that car that they just couldn't live without, a car that is now worth less than 30% of what they originally paid for, not only are you driving a great paid-for car, but because of our new plan, you now have a mutual fund that you've earmarked as the car replacement fund. Now, how much money do you have in that fund? Well, at the stock market average of 12%, you now have $26,000. Here's where things get really crazy. You can take $10,000 out of this fund and still have $16,000. Now, let's add the $10,000 to the value of your current vehicle, and that's going to allow you to pay cash for a $12,000 to $17,000 vehicle. And at 12%, the $16,000 still in the fund will make enough interest for you to be able to do this every 5 years. Folks, that's free cars for life. That's what happens when you let your money work for you. You will never have a car payment the rest of your life.
So what happens is these people call my show and they say, Dave, I've got this financial problem. I'm struggling financially. I don't know how I'm going to get ahead. And I don't know what I'm going to do. Well, what's wrong? Well, we're behind on the house payment. We can't seem to get caught up on anything. You start talking about investing in a Roth IRA or kids' college, you can forget that. I'm just trying to pay the light bill. Life is rough. I said, oh, really? How much do you owe on your car? What's that got to do with it? Life is rough. I understand, but how much do you owe on your car? That wasn't what I called about. Life is rough. These are calls on my show, aren't they? How much do you owe on your car? Well, $32,000. Really? How much you make a year? $27,000. I think we found the problem, Junior. Sell the car. What? That wasn't what I was calling about. I know, but sell the car. And it's so bad that so many of the calls, so many people have gotten themselves in car messes that our show is like half the answers on the air are sell the car, aren't they? People start the call out with, well, I know I got to sell the car, but let's talk about the rest of it. And I'm not against cars. I don't want you to drive a piece of junk all your life. I get these people send me pictures of their car, and it says, old beater with smoke coming out the back. And it says, this is my Dave car. What's that? Dave doesn't drive a car like that. I actually understand what you're saying, but I want you to get multi-rich and get you 2 brand new Mercedes and send me that. Say, that's your Dave car, okay? That's what I want to be, the Dave car. Naming your hoopties Dave cars. I gotta stop this stuff. So they call in, they go, no, what's wrong, Dave? I'm having trouble with my marriage. Okay, sell the car. I mean, it's all the answers. It's the sell the car show. I can just leave and play a tape. Sell the car, sell the car, sell the car. It's so bad, we were in Midland, Odessa, Texas the other day doing a big live event out there with about 5,000 people, and this guy came up to the stage and handed me the local classified ads there. And I started reading this and I was cracking up. The ad in there says, Dodge Grand Caravan, 25,000 miles. Dave Ramsey said, sell the car. Car payments are not a way of life. Fleecing your car is what sophisticated financial people do. This is a myth. The truth is that the car fleece is the most expensive way to finance and operate a vehicle. Smart Money magazine says that according to the National Auto Dealers Association, if a car dealer, brand new car dealer, sells you a new car for cash, they average $82 profit. They don't make any money on the sale of new cars. Their number one profit center is the garage. Their number two profit center is a little square glass booth called the finance office. Because if they can get you to put that car on payments, they sell that book of payments back to the home office, to GMAC or Ford Motor Credit or Chrysler Credit, or they sell it back to Toyota Credit or Lexus Credit or whoever, right? Or they sell it to your local bank if you don't qualify for the dealer financing. And if they do regular payments, they'll sell that paperwork, and instead of making $82, according to this article in Smart Money magazine, they'll make an average of $775. If they can get you to fleece the car, the fleece is worth a lot more because it's a better deal for them. They make an average of $1,300 on the car fleece. A friend of mine runs a luxury car lot, and I won't say the brand. He's a friend. I won't pick on him. But it's one of the high-end ones, and he says 78% of the people drive off of that high-end lot are doing it with a fleece, wanting to look like they're somebody that they're not. And they never asked how much. They only ask how much down and how much a month. These are the questions of broke people. Rich people ask how much. Broke people say how much down and how much a month. Broke people, when they say I can afford it, what they mean is they think they can pay the payments. Rich people, when they say I can afford it, mean they have the money to pay for the whole thing right then. That's how it's done. Truth is, if you own a business, you can write off your paid-for car on taxes without paying payments for the privilege. I had a guy call me on the radio and says, Dave, I own my own business. I'm a sub-S corporation. I get to write off my car fleece payments. And I said, well, guess what? You can take mileage if your car is paid for. And if your car is paid for and you don't drive it a lot of miles and you drive a nice car that's owned by your company like I do, then you take straight line depreciation. I get the same tax advantages without having to give the bank a check for the opportunity. Hey, there's an idea. There's a really sophisticated business person. Truth is also that the way to minimize money lost on things that go down in value is by used, which is what I told that guy. When your business owns your car, when your business owns your truck, and you're running the wheels off the thing, it's going down in value. That's an expense to your business. If you take a $30,000 vehicle, run it 40 or 50,000 miles a year, or run it up on a construction site and let somebody back their Bobcat into it, whichever it is, right? And you devalue that $30,000 vehicle in a business setting to $15,000 in a year, and you'll do that if you're tearing into the thing like that, you've lost $15,000. I don't know what part of this sounds smart to you. If I'm going to run something on a construction site like that and let somebody back a dozer into it, I'd rather that be a $4,000 truck and not a $45,000 truck. And the same thing if I'm going to run the wheels off one going down the road. I don't want to destroy the value of a $50,000 car by putting miles on it. It's that simple. I want to destroy the value of a $6,000 or $8,000 car by putting miles on it. That's how this stuff really works in the real world. Car fleecing is a really bad idea. And yes, I did say fleecing. You didn't misunderstand me. Okay.